Hi, this is Brandon, and I live in Korea, as you know. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about something about Korea before you come over things I've learned since I've been here. First of all, Korea is about the size of Indiana, which is really small, but it has a population of California and Pennsylvania combined, or Illinois, one of those. Anyway, so it's like one of the highest population density, in the world. So everything here is kind of built up, and so like you have skyscrapers, and everybody lives in apartments, and there aren't really houses here, and every piece of land is either rice or a building. All right, so I'm gonna do a myths and legends of Korea. Most people live in villages in Korea. That, of course, is a myth. If you look at any pictures of South Korea, they're like one of the most developed countries in the world. Actually, they're the fastest developed country in the world. Most people have a cell phone here. I think it's 85% of the population have a cell phone, and they're trying to make that even higher, replacing a lot of landlines with cell phone towers and stuff like that. Another legend, kids are strict and obedient like robots. That's absolutely not true. Most kids I meet here are, just like any other kid, and they're a little shy to begin with because they don't know English, but they are not like robots, and they are a little crazy, actually. Alright, all Asians look the same, but let me give you a few examples here. This guy, he's Korean. Alright, this guy is from Cambodia. This guy is Japanese, and this guy is Chinese. So obviously you can see the difference, and we can move on. Another legend, everyone knows Kung Fu. That is wrong. Everybody knows Taekwondo. It's different. Yeah, not really everybody knows Taekwondo, but most boys take Taekwondo when they're young, and then if they continue, which most of them don't because they just really focus all their time on studying. Not many of them stick with Taekwondo, but some of them do. So, especially the young boys that you'll be working with, watch out, because they will kick you or hit you or something like that. So if you're playing with them and things, be prepared to finish what you've started, because that's how it is here. You finish what you start. Another legend. They stare at Americans like they are alien. That is actually true. They find us very interesting because there's not many of us here. And if we are, we're either in the army or we're kind of like grouped. So having a bunch of Americans together that are not in the army, military, is different for Koreans, and especially in the first camp you're going to, it's like way out in the country, and not many people see Americans there. It's probably the first time we've had an American convention or camp at all in that place, so they find it very interesting that there are Americans here. So, and they can't tell the difference between American or French or Italian, so they'll ask you, where are you from? And you say America. Not United States, just say America. So, another legend, Koreans eat dogs. That is true. But they're not going to surprise you with it. Not many people here like eating dogs. Some people do, some people don't. But they're not going to throw down some meat and, surprise you with it. Mostly they eat pork and beef and chicken. So if you eat a meat here, it's most likely one of those. So don't worry about that. Another legend, everything is cheap in Korea. Not true. The exchange rate is different. It is a little good for American dollar. I think it's like 1 to 1.2 right now. But the stuff here is not cheaper. It's not Hong Kong. It's not Mexico. But we will go to a souvenir place probably. And they do have some cute little trinkets that aren't too expensive. But you can't be like in Mexico where you buy a blanket and it's, $10. Very much like American, their prices and stuff. Let's move on to stuff you need to know. Chopsticks. Everybody uses them, and if you don't, it's okay. They know what a fork is. Most people have a fork. Although it might sound like they're saying pork, they're actually saying fork. So if they ask you, do you want a pork, then they're saying fork. And if you're good with chopsticks or not good with chopsticks, it's fun to try. It's pick them up. Catherine knows what I'm talking about, and she gave it a try last time. So, and her whole family, I guess, and it's a lot of fun. So, if you haven't tried chopsticks, don't just throw them off and not use them. And here's an instruction guide on how to use chopsticks. Sitting cross-legged is pretty much what they do here when they're in service. Or not like big sanctuary service, like children's service, and most of what especially the first camp, we're gonna be sitting in a room having service, sitting cross-legged, and I would advise you to practice in front of the TV while you're watching your favorite program, or you're eating, or something like that, to sit cross-legged and practice that. Okay, swimming suit. I just went swimming recently, and overall the women dress very modest here. If you wear like a swimsuit and then wear a shirt over that, that's fine. Or a swimsuit with a short shirt and a shorts. And the guys, doesn't really matter because we wear shorts anyways. Men wear pink, and they also are very affectionate. They hold hands, rub your back or whatever. Very uncomfortable for me to begin with, but I've gotten used to it. And so that might happen, especially with the kids. They'll come up and hold your hand or jump on you or rub your leg or something, and it's not at all uncomfortable for them. So if you're uncomfortable with it, that's fine. Tell them. They don't mind because you are American. But if you're not, that's fine. Take that in, and it's just one more part of being in Korea. The most famous game here that we also know is called rock, paper, scissors. They use it for everything. I mean everything. There's a competition. There's no coin toss here. There's no shoot for it. In basketball, there's rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. So, anyways, in Korean it's called 가위바위보. So short, it's 가위바위보. So if there's one piece of candy left, then you say 가위바위보, and they'll do it. And whoever wins gets the piece of candy. It's as simple as that. They know the rules. They don't cheat. It's all good. And speaking of candy, they love candy. I mean, candy is is just the most amazing thing for them. So when you come, bring a bag of candy or 2 bags, and whatever you have left over, I'll be glad to take off your hands for my class. But they love candy, and they love foreign candy. I brought over some American candy when I came back, a couple months ago, and they just loved it. Jolly Ranchers, Warheads, Fireballs, anything that challenges their taste buds that they can't get here. But they love Pixie Sticks. They don't quite have the idea of that Pixie Sticks down yet. It's supposed to tear it and then pour the powder out, but they just kind of chew on the paper. I try to teach them, but, whatever. They like it. So eating, they share food here. It's not like Indian food where they just dip their hand in, because they eat with chopsticks. But sometimes they have a whole bunch of stuff on the table and they all share. If you don't like sharing, then just eat your own dish and don't eat the side items. But if you don't mind it, the side items are a really great difference in taste, and every side item tastes different, and just another piece of Korea. The main dish is usually the best tasting thing, and the way they eat is different than us. They don't mind slurping, opening their mouth and talking with their mouth full, and the one thing they don't do is touch their food with their hands. That's insanitary. They're very clean here, so don't be too scared or afraid that you're eating wrong, because there's no eating wrong here. Pretty much they just don't like you touching stuff with their fingers, but again, you're American and they don't care, because I've already done that, and they just kind of laugh. So everything you do is going to be fine. You're American, they don't mind. Do what the Romans do. You know how that saying goes. If they bow, you bow. Or if they put their hand out, then you shake their hand. It's as easy as that. So you bow if they bow, shake their hand if they want to shake your hand, or they do both. They want to bow and shake your hand, that's fine. So pretty much just watch them for their first move. So if they wave at you, you can wave back. Most of them, with pictures, do the peace sign. So this is one training video for the people coming to Korea. And hope to see you soon. Good luck.